So my last 2 months have been insanely busy. Not only did we release our game, Soulstalker, into early access, we're also continuing to maintain that game, working on many other projects, and actually one of those projects I'm about to announce right now. So let me show you this short trailer, and after I'll explain some more about this game and how it's related to Soulstalker. So that's right, we just announced Wanted Shadows with a release date, and there's a free demo available right now. It's a Halloween based game, and the link to the demo is in the description, so if you could wishlist the game, that would be super appreciated. So what is Wanted Shadows? In short, it's an action roguelike. Our other game, Soulstalker, is very much a strategic kind of game in the same genre as Vampire Survivors. While the genre of Wanted Shadows is similar, it could not be more different in terms of its moment-to-moment gameplay. Instead of attacks activating themselves like in Soulstalker and Vampire Survivors, you aim and click in Wanted Shadows, and you can also have a dash with a stamina bar, and you've got to manage that, and it's super interactive. In case you're relatively new to the channel, you may not know this, but our studio is split into two divisions, Red Hood Originals and Red Hood Advance. Red Hood Originals is the label under which we make more experimental games, so when making originals, we always try to ask a question with the development of it. Red Hood Advance, on the other hand, is the label under which we try to take what we already know and make something very well put together that isn't necessarily reinventing the wheel and often based on knowledge gained from a previous project that I've worked on as a designer or developer. So for example, Soulstalker is an advanced game, but Wanted Shadows is an originals game. So you may be asking yourself, what question are we trying to answer with Wanted Shadows since it's an original? Well, it's how do we reinvent the genre it's in, and instead of making it as idle as possible with automatic attacks, automatic aiming, simple controls, and so on, we're taking the meta structure of the genre, but leaving all the other stuff I just mentioned behind. So that's where all the other stuff that I explained earlier, like the interactive controls, the active aiming, the dashing, comes into play. I'm incredibly happy with how it's turned out. It's actually incredibly fun, despite how short the game's development timeline has been, and making this has opened my eyes to what new things I could be doing with Soulstalker. And this applies to both technical and design related things. One technical example is how I implemented a pathfinding system for Wanted Shadows, and I decided to just yonk it and apply it to Soulstalker because it worked so well, and that was actually a common complaint of Soulstalker, how the enemies didn't really move around obstacles. A non-technical example is the dodge system. In Wanted Shadows, you've got a dodge stat that is a percentage, and whenever you get hit, you have a chance to dodge according to that percentage. And then there's a lot of cool power-ups that interact with that dodge, until that works so well in Wanted Shadows that it's actually made its way to Soulstalker as well. Now that I've described a bit of what we've been doing in the past 2 months with Wanted Shadows, let me explain how Soulstalker has been faring since release. Well, today we also just launched Soulstalker's first major update into the game's beta branch. We've added tons of items, some new weapons, a completely new character, also made some bug fixes, and tons of quality of life changes. If you want to see exactly what these are, I've put a link in the description to the Steam update post, so check that out. So yeah, go play the Wanted Shadows demo, wishlist it as well since it really helps us, and if you're interested in Soulstalker, it's out now for just $5 and with a brand new update ready for you to test out. That's it for this video, and I'll see you all next time.